Hey, Segovia, back with another one, y'all. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. Crazy day yesterday, right? I don't have no clips of that. I made this video before all that occurred, but man, I just want to say rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Whether you believe what he's saying, whether you don't, like, we forget that we're humans. We let the politics take over our life. And that's what I'm trying to do, is to bring us together. And who cares about whatever this side or that side is saying? We need to come together. And because people, get on so far on one side or the other, someone's dad's not coming home at the end of the day, y'all, and it's just sad. It's just not good. But you know what I mean? Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, family, condolences, all that, y'all. But let's get into the video today. We got a good hour banger coming up. Before we get into it, y'all, let's get to 2,000 likes. Enough with the chit chat, though. Let's do what we all came here for. Let's get into the video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Thousands of cases when people are experiencing an abduction experience, if they call out for Jesus, it stops. They brought this up to the MUFON director, and he says, so what? Aliens don't like Jesus. Not a big deal. What? They try to tell you this guy didn't exist. That ain't strange to nobody. Everybody has a different story about it. It just seems like the first story ever told. All of this, it seems like a real old story. And I feel like the key to it is going to be the history.
The Matrix is a system, Neil. That system is our enemy. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged, and many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it.
Young boy on stage performing with fallen angels in the background, with crosses burning on fire. In his merch, he had upside down crosses. He had an interview said that he's demonic and that the music industry is also demonic. But when we call it out, we wrong, we judge it, we condemn it. Jesus said to expose all evil. Jesus said to expose all evil. He said to call these things out. And for the ones that say, it's just art, it's just music, you doing too much, Jesus don't look at it like that. As I say this all the time, you cannot have a heart for the world and have a heart for God too. No. You cannot love the things of the world and love wickedness and evil and have a heart for God. It don't work like that. Jesus said you either hot or cold. He said, but because you are neither and you so double-minded, I'm going to pick a side for you. This man got upside down crosses on his merch. He got fallen angels, which are demons on stage with him, and he got burning crosses on the stage. He said he demonic, and he said the music industry is demonic. But when we call it out, we wrong. So if you say you're a believer or you love God, why are you supporting this? You got to pick a side. And some of y'all idolize this man, and it shows. We got so-called Christians and believers saying that they go pray before they go to the concert, and they hope God will understand. They go back to the point where I say, everybody got their own version of Jesus, because we got Jesus that accept fornication. We got the Jesus that accept homosexuality. We got the Jesus that accept murder and gossip and lying and fornicating. We got the Jesus that accept abortion and all this wicked stuff. Y'all so busy trying to correct God in y'all image when y'all made in his, bro. Like I said, bro, Jesus said we got to pick a side. Jesus said to come and to expose all evil and darkness. Jesus said that light cannot have fellowship with darkness. Jesus said that what does light have fellowship with darkness? It don't go together. Jesus said because you're so in the middle and you can't pick a side, I'm going to pick a side for you. Jesus said you cannot serve God in the world. You cannot serve your idols and serve me. Jesus said you have to pick one. You cannot serve two masters. That's what Jesus said. Not Emmanuel, because I know y'all finna come in the comments. That's what Jesus said.
I don't know about you, but I no longer recognize this world that we live in anymore. We are watching Rome fall in real time. We're watching what happens when you turn your back on God. We're watching the normalization of satanic worship everywhere, on our TV screens, on our phones, over the radio, in our movie theaters, and yet 95% of the world has no problem with it. 95% of the world sees no issue with what is going on. Pastors everywhere are just staying in the shadows, not saying a single word because they don't want to offend anybody. We are living in the last days, and just like God tells us, evil will continue to get worse, and we are watching it. But to everybody else, this is just music. This is just entertainment. There's nothing to be worried about. What's wrong with that? Christians everywhere are trying to warn the world about what is coming, and yet We are labeled as the crazy ones.
What about him? What about him? Oh, he ain't. Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. You may not be here long. I think no. I see something bad in your life. My life. You got about 2 years left. We gotta watch him. Y'all hang out with him now. He ain't gonna be here in 2 years. Don't he look like
Crazy. Just put that in the atmosphere like that.
Don't care about his head. But what's his name? Punga. Boonga Lunga. Love Balunga Lunga. Love him. Send him all.
No, tell the God's love.
No, it's
Yo, no, everybody come.
It's three. It's five.
I gotta give me my friends, bro.
Yeah, so as everybody comes
bro.
Who's also in worshiping the devil, participated in human sacrifice rituals and cannibalism. You come from generations of ritualistic abuse?
Yes, my family has an extensive family tree. It's gone back to like 1700.
Does everyone else think it's a nice Jewish family? From the outside, you appear to be a nice Jewish girl.
Definitely.
And you all are worshiping the devil inside the home?
Right. There's other Jewish families across the country. It's not just my own family. There would be rituals in which then you would have to, you know...
Who's babies?
There were people who... family. No one would know about it. A lot of people were overweight, so you couldn't tell if they were pregnant or not. When I was very young, I was forced to participate in that, in which I had a...
And the purpose of sacrifice is to what? Is to bring you what? What are you sacrificing for?
For power.
Power. And so, were you ever used? Were you ever used yourself?
I was molested.
And what's your mother doing?
She's lives in the Chicago metropolitan area. She's on the Human Relations Commission of the town that she lives in, and she's an upstanding citizen. Nobody would suspect her.
The medium is crumbling. They have lost the public, and more importantly, they've lost young people completely, because young people are realizing they're being propagandized at a level that older people gladly accepted. It was normal. It was fine. Older people were okay with being propagandized as long as they got a few things out of it. The young people are getting nothing out of it. Wait, you're lying to us and I can't own a house? I can barely have a job? I have to be forced into the gig economy? I get to deliver burritos? And I have to listen to this bullshit? And I have to pretend that this is all real? And I can't afford frozen yogurt with my girlfriend? And I have to go along with this horse shit? And I have nothing and no money for it? If you're doing something, you want to get something out of it. If you are going to delude yourself and believe the bullshit on the news, you have to get a little bit out of it. And what Americans got for many years was a patch of dirt, a little driveway, and a chance. They don't have any of that anymore. We've taken that all away from them. We've pushed them into a gig economy. We've pushed them into the hellscape of rent that goes up every single year. And the propaganda is actually getting worse. It's getting more disconnected from reality, more Orwellian. We're asking them to believe crazier and crazier things and taking away the little bit that most people had. People don't want to be billionaires. People want a house, a family, a little retirement plan, some money in the bank if there's an emergency. They want health care. They want some kind of steady job. They want a community with people that share their values. They're getting none of that right now.
So where does that money go? About 44 cents of every dollar that you give to a church goes straight to salaries today.
44 cents.
44 cents of every dollar just goes straight to salaries. 25 cents goes to just buildings. And then only 6 cents of every dollar ever even leaves the institutional walls to go to the causes that Christ told us to support. The needy, the sick, the hungry,
Wow,
the thirsty.
so it's not even 10%. It's
not
6%.
Even 10%. Not even, yeah,
6% of all donations. And only 6% of that goes to charity.
No, that's just 6 cents making it outside the walls. And so a lot of times now it's just a church passing off that 6% to another business that they own. So we don't even know if it leaves. So basically what we're seeing now is in the last 25 years, churches have become businesses. They're, you know, smart entrepreneurs, and I tip my hat to them, are starting to take over churches, and they're seeing the opportunity to literally build conglomerates. And so churches now are starting to acquire businesses and bringing them under their fold. And then just because those businesses are wrapped into my church, they all become churches themselves. And so now I can give 6 cents to Chris's church and say, look at all the, or his business, which is now a church, and say, look at all the good work we're doing. And so I can also take a salary from Chris's business now, and no one ever knows about it. You're not here to save your soul.
On day number 1, they get their first jab, hepatitis B vaccine. By the time they're 18 months, they have 18 jabs. By the time they get to be able to vote, they have 76 jabs in the clip.
Is this it?
This is the clip.
Oh my God. Play this clip, Rob.
Yeah, he's legit.
They've had 18 jabs. By the time they get to be able to vote, they have 76 jabs.
Jeez. Thank you, Rob. Think about that. I mean, guys, it's big business. It's big pharma. We know we talk about it a lot. That's 76 jabs. That's, I don't know how many companies are involved. That's money going every child out for their entire life. Boom, 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 money. And RFK, out of all the hires, besides Marco Rubio, who I think is doing a great job, RFK, man, he came in there, and all the people that are getting money from Big Pharma and all the donors yelling for Elizabeth Warren, Matt, and he's giving stats and facts about he's like, why is myocarditis up? Why are people dying? Like, what is causing all this? What is causing all this autism? And they're just furious. It was literally RFK against Big Pharma. That's what that was. Like, the Big Pharma's pit bulls, and I'm so freaking proud. Out of all the choices, I think RFK is one of my favorite ones in the administration.
Have a problem with us worshiping the Most High? Take a look at this. This guy's on his knees during a concert worshiping NBA YoungBoy.
That's crazy.
And not too long ago, NBA YoungBoy confessed that he's demonic.
I'm very demonic.
You would think you'll lose fans, right? Well, take a look at this crowd. They are worshiping NBA YoungBoy. Take a look at this young man. He's weeping in the presence of NBA YoungBoy. So who do you think they are bowing down to? The prince of the world. Just take a look at the masses. They are weeping, crying, bowing down. It's like they under a spell or something. Music is spiritual. It did not originate in the earth. It originated in heaven. However, heaven is a spiritual place. And the prince of the world was singing around the throne of the Most High. And he's so deceptive that when he was cast down from heaven, he deceived 1/3 of the angels. So if he deceived angels, you don't think he's able to deceive the masses? He always wanted to be like the Most High. He wants to be praised and he wants to be worshiped. So by the fans bowing down to NBA YoungBoy, the reality is they are worshiping the prince of the world. And we wonder why the culture is messed up. There's video clips of underage individuals attending this concert, which means parents are casting their little ones into the fire. Where do you all think NBA YoungBoy lyrics comes from? The spiritual realm. And I guarantee you it's about to get worse, because during this concert, portals were open because they came into agreement with NBA YoungBoy. See, the power of death and life is in the tongue. What NBA YoungBoy is rapping about is manifesting through these young men, because they are repeating the lyrics over and over again. We're not wrestling against flesh. We are in spiritual warfare. Why do you think they love to perform in darkness? Because spirits are at their best in the dark. The text called them rulers of darkness. I'm not saying this to rejoice, but this is the main reason a lot of young men's faces are on the front of t-shirts with those 3 letters RIP.
Listen, why are you giving tithes to the church where all the pastor's gonna do is gonna buy a BMW or a Bentley or something like that, right? You see the richest pastor in the world, he worth millions, finna be billion, right? And he white. Right. Right. So I'm just trying to let you understand that you don't have to give your money to nobody. Right? What'd you give somebody 10% for when everything in the earth is free? God ain't never charged nobody for shit. Listen, if that's the case, then the banana should be charging. Then it should be, when you go get the grape, it should be a vending machine to get the grape. I'm talking about in the wilderness. Right. But nobody is paying for this shit.
Go pick them off a tree.
Yeah, so I'm asking who the paying?
Makes sense.
I'm just keeping it real, gang. Who the we paying? And what the we paying them for? Right, the water's free. Right, the electricity is free. It comes from the sun. Listen, they steal energy from the sun and sell it to me. Right, but then the money is fake. Because they give me $1, but the dollar only worth 30 cents.
Why is
You know, it's a trip because, you know, I went to church not too long ago, and I used to go, it used to be called Palm Valley Church every once in a while with my sister, right, out in Arizona. And I don't think they ever passed around, you know, the basket. But when I went to this church out here, they passed it around like 3 times. And he said, you will be blessed if you, you know, donate. Right there, I'm like, you know, maybe if he would have said, you know, hey, we're passing this around. You don't have to. If you do, we appreciate it. We know we're going through hard times right now. Don't feel obligated that you have. You know what I mean? I bet he'd get a lot more donations instead of saying, if you do donate, you're going to be blessed. Well, what about me? Like, I didn't donate. I don't got no cash on me. Am I not going to be blessed? You know what I mean? Like, just things they say. And you know, now I want to start going to church maybe when the baby gets a little older. But not, I need to say, not a Catholic church, y'all. I wasn't a fan of it. But to each his own, I guess.
shutting her mouth about Israel? Because AOC's donors are big Israeli tech people. She's been silenced, and she's trying to run for president, too. She's not going to win. She's a goofball. She'll be making mojitos. She's a goofball. She's shutting her mouth about Israel. Is AOC out there about Israel? No. No, because she's a fraud.
None of them are on both sides.
The smelly, gross anarcho-communists in Brooklyn, to their credit, know she's a fraud.
Yeah, I don't think she was when she first started.
She wasn't.
2 Israeli startup entrepreneurs played roles in the rise of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She pulled out of an event commemorating Rabin. Some concluded that AOC doesn't like Israelis, but 2 were instrumental in the lawmaker's early career.
Oh,
that's where it gets weird. They find you when you're young.
They find you when you're making mojitos.
They find you when you're young and promising, like JD.
Well, that's the thing. JD's going to have to, if he wants to be the president, he's going to have to say, Peter Thiel, I'm
is
not.
the Antichrist.
He's going to have to say, Peter Thiel is Satan, and here's why that's good.
I'm going to show you the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You ready?
God,
This is our electric
1,100?
bill for 1 month.
What's happening here is that we are paying the electric bills of people like Mark Zuckerberg and Sam Altman. AI's soaring energy consumption is causing skyrocketing power bills for households across the U.S., states reporting spikes in energy costs up to 36%. Americans are footing the bill for the sheer amount of electricity required to operate the data centers responsible for providing access to AI tools and services. Right now, as we speak, Meta is building a data center in Wyoming that would use more electricity than every home in the state combined. But that's not the only one. These massive data centers are popping up all over the country in both rural and urban areas. Okay, there's a reason why all these tech oligarch ghouls are at the White House kissing the ring. But it's not over. There are ways to stop this from happening in your community. For example, the city of Tucson recently rejected a proposal to build a massive Amazon data center there because the residents organized and fought back.
Why do you think they're...
You know, it's... While we're trying to stop a war that we're not, we're not physically, that we know of, involved in, this war has been going on since the beginning of time. We're fighting. My side's right. No, my side's right. We're paying other billionaires electric bills. We're paying their taxes. You know? And they just keep us distracted. They keep us distracted. You know, and I could go in on this, but it's a touchy subject, not only for YouTube, but for people. But We're so divided, y'all. I mean, look what happened yesterday. You know, there's people on TikTok. I can't even watch those videos of celebrating that, celebrating what happened yesterday. And that's how divided we are. That's how divided we are. And they keep getting away with these things while we're so distracted and divided. It's so sickening. It's so... Is there going to be a time when people are fed up with being divided? I mean, yesterday that happened. We had people on the left celebrating it. We had people on the right pissed at people on the left. You know what I mean? Not realizing it's a human. Politics aside. But
Corpse. Free corpse is sex magic. What is sex magic? A person is having sex with another person whom they're not married to, which is fornication. Fornication is an act of worship to a spirit called Baphomet, which is just one of the forms of Satan. And while you're having sex with this person, you are drawing from their energies and you are picturing yourself having money and power and fame. That is the whole idea behind their abusing, but not just for pleasure, but to steal their energies, to steal their destiny, to steal their future. It is beyond, is evil. It is deep evil. This is sorcery. We're talking about sorcery. The freak-offs were about sorcery, were about satanic rituals. It wasn't just about pleasure and partying.
It's not that a certain kind of people are so sick they are attracted to kids. No.
It is deeply spiritual. They are stealing this child's destiny. They are stealing this child's star.
So it means that for Diddy to be caught, it's true that he could have been given up.
Guys, I guess the truth is just coming out about a lot of people. God is showing us more and more who people are. Who all seen Taraji P. Henson at the Met Gala? Better yet, did you see what she said? Watch this clip.
This was paying homage to the Yoruba culture and the women who paid honors to a deity. They wore white because it represented transformation and spirituality. I think that's because I'm at peace. I fought for the peace that I found now. I feel like I'm in a transformation from the old me to a new me.
So Taraji P. Henson has found new peace, and she talked about wearing white to pay honor to the Yoruba culture. But not just the culture, but she talks about how they wear white. They're paying honor to a deity. She's talking about a Orisha. In the Yoruba religion, the deity primarily honored by wearing white is Obatala. Obatala, often referred to as the king of white cloth, is associated with purity, wisdom, and creation. White symbolizes peace, clarity, in the spiritual realm.
Did you know?
Cat Williams called it, remember? He said 2025 is a year the liars are going to get exposed. And it's happening. We're seeing the truth. At concerts, they're coming out demonic. On TV, they're coming out demonic. Like, the truth is coming out for these celebrities. That's crazy that he called that out. Like, he's inside the game. He knows what we don't know. And he called it out. At 2025, it's over for them. That's crazy.
Standardized textbooks were published by Ghislaine Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell. Yeah, he owned Pergamon Press, and in the 80s and 90s, they dominated academic publishing. Pergamon Press was able to control ideas, hike prices, and able to assert their agenda into the mind of virtually every American. If that doesn't make you question anything, I don't know what will.
My guess is the Egyptians didn't build any of this. Is the reason that we don't see any evidence of what the Egyptians did with power is because they didn't use it for power. I think the Egyptians just found it and they said, wow, this is crazy. This gods must have made this. And it just became sort of this, religious type of structure. It's supposed to be the tomb for Khufu, but no mummy's ever been found in a pyramid.
We are mentally enslaved. We enslaved to brands. We enslaved to like a bin symbol. We enslaved to chains. A woman is enslaved to the concept of diamonds are a girl's best friend. Like girls in London don't even wear engagement ring. That's all been programmed into us. When we born artists. We born free, and then we held down by society's perception of us. We just don't want to be embarrassed.
So mind control is not a sci-fi fantasy.
No. MK Ultra caused just grief and misery to hundreds of people, maybe more. And there are subsets like MK Chickwit, and there are like 5 or 6 other sub operations that were part of MK Ultra that just caused people to jump off bridges.
Well, the defense secretary did.
Yeah, he did.
James Forrestal.
Yep, committed.
Yes, he did. Is it possible to infect people with cancer?
Not while I was there. People talked about it a lot, but
They talked about it a lot.
Yeah, like, do you think it's possible? Can we do it? You know, if we could do it, what would we do with it? And this is something that the Venezuelan government and the Cuban government have both accused us of doing.
Oh, yes.
When I was there.
And many governments around the world believe that is real.
You know, I was just having a conversation with my mom today, like, we're the worst on the earth. Violence. I told like 10 minutes from your house, there's stabbings, shootings every day. But the media makes it seem like other countries, like Mexico, is so dangerous to go to, or, you know, China is so dangerous, or all these other places around the world are like, don't go there. But in our backyard, there's some brutal things going on, especially out there in Phoenix. It is terrible out there. And like it's our country that is the most dangerous to walk down the streets at night, or, you know, it's our country. Like there's no coming back. There's just, do you think America can rise again? Can rise? Or is it just going to keep going down until suddenly it hits the ground and boom, that's it? Rome falls. What do you guys think? Is there coming back from this where we unite? Or no?
Right? And that's what I'm saying. The government get rich like this. How they get rich, right? They know the true value of $1 is 30 cents. So when they give you $1 and then charge you 6 cents on $1, they really taking 26 cents from 30 cents. They take it. So you gotta look at money at its true value to understand money. Because $1 ain't nothing but 30 cents. But if you view it like 30 cents, you gonna come up. But you can't come up as long as you stay trying to spend the 70% that's not there.
Really?
You only can spend the 30. I'm keeping it real.
Really?
You gotta spend the 70% that's not there to make a 70% that's real, so you can make a real $1.
Right.
That a lot of people don't know, because when you get $1, you already short. Right? They already. But listen, if you watching this, you got a job and they paying you $20 or $30 or $40 an hour. Go in your office next tomorrow and tell them they shorten you, because they shorten you.
What?
They shorten you. That a lot of people don't know, right? $1 not worth $1 is worth 30 cents. That's the value of it.
Yeah, they play with you. Play tricks with your mind.
I'd like to ask the committee to replay that video that Burleson had played earlier. I want to ask every witness here, specifically ones that have sensor training or have been able to recognize some of this movement, real quick. So if you guys can please roll that.
A watch on today, y'all.
Okay, while this is still rolling, Mr. Nusatelli, real quick yes or no answers. Are you aware of anything in the government, United States government arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like this?
No.
And do whatever blob thing it did and then keep going? Nothing?
Nothing.
All right, how about you, Chief?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think NASA is starting to soft launch the idea of the firmament to the public. You know, the firmament that the one true living God, Jesus Christ, made on the second day of creation. Yeah, that one.
Earth is like our bedroom, cozy and safe, but it's inside a much bigger house that helps make our planet habitable. That house is our heliosphere, a giant protective bubble created by the sun.
So we live in a heliosphere, almost like the biblical firmament, and it's created by the sun. I've been talking about this. Polaris is the true sun. It is God's throne room. If you're new here, I have a ton of videos on this. It's biblical, and it's an antique piece of knowledge that we have lost.
Stretches beyond the planets and forms a boundary that protects our solar system from deep space. So, what does this house look like? Well, we don't actually know. The heliosphere is so huge that we can't just step outside and take a photo of the whole thing.
Oh, is that why every image has to be created with CGI? Is that something like the Van Allen belt that we can't get through to go back to the moon?
NASA has found ways to map out its boundaries. First, 2 spacecraft have actually passed through its walls and sent back measurements from outside. Voyager 1 passed through in 2012, and Voyager 2 made its own crossing 6 years later. But they only found the boundary in 2 specific places, and it took more than 35 years of space travel to get there. Luckily, there are other ways to study the heliosphere from inside. NASA's IMAP will use a technique kind of like listening for echoes that bounce off of our heliosphere's exterior walls. Instead of sound waves, these echoes are particles that ricochet off of the heliosphere's edges.
If I had to guess, this is probably the result of that.
By listening carefully, scientists can map the structure of our house from the inside, giving us a blueprint of our solar system's outer shell. Next time, how our heliosphere protects us from the dangers of deep space, and what happens when it fails.
I don't know about you guys, but I think they're going to have to get really open about this very, very soon, because there's some kind of biblical event, don't know what it could be, that's going to prove that the firmament is a real thing and that space is fake.
What the idea I learned very early in the music business. It's the devil's playground when God ain't involved. It's the devil's playground when God ain't involved. Music is witchcraft.
Yeah.
Because you can change a whole world by putting out the right song.
Yeah.
So you got to understand the power of music. So if I'm an oppressor or if I'm a person like, God damn, like, okay, we're going to have to open the world up. We're going to have to pay these niggas more. Man, oh, well, shit. We got to pay them to self-destruct. We can't pay them to goddamn be wealthy. See, I'm gonna overpay the ignorance, and I'm gonna underpay the intelligent. I'm gonna turn the intelligent mad and bitter. I'm make an ignorant nigga everything. They paid niggas to be gangsters.
Yeah.
They'll never pay you to be smart. You want to be a gangster? Oh, here you go.
Take it
$1 million.
out.
Nigga.
Yeah.
Come in there with some brains. Can't make no money with this nigga. Come on, man. I need a ignorance.
Yeah.
Ignorance. It's just ignorant sales.
Yeah.
To black people.
I just never forgot.
And that bled down to the people, right? But, you know, how strong music is, y'all. I used to listen to all the Bone Thugs, the 50 Cents, you know, all these dark music, right? And how strong music is, it got me to a very depressive, offing myself state of mind when I was 17, 18. But I listened to music at those dark times that got me out of it. Right, I can tell you guys some songs like I'm no T.I. Praying for Help, a couple DMX songs, The Rain, Slippin', Ready to Meet 'Em, This Can't Be Life by Jay-Z, just tons of not positive songs, but like dark songs, people in the same state of mind I was in, but how they got out of it. And those same songs from same artist, 50 Cent, God Gave Me Style, right? That song too got me through it. It got me to it, but those same songs, just different type of song, got me out of it. So it's all choices. What do you want to listen to? You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that get to that dark spot and keep listening to that dark music. They don't change what they're listening to something a little more positive on how to get out of those hard times and thrive. So we all got choices at the end of the day. You don't have to listen to those dark demonic songs. You don't have to. Those same artists that make those songs, because he said they ain't going to pay you to be smart. They're going to pay you to be a gangster. But those same artists, they have songs that they drop in their albums that nobody knows of them being smart. You know what I mean? So it's all about what you choose to listen to.
Some of the hurtful stuff that was done, I saw that.
It's racist. I mean, that place, they still have KKK meetings,
man. I
downtown.
I saw my first KKK gathering, like Klan rally downtown in Indianapolis on TV. So, you know, that's just not a place for a black man.
Shit. Yeah, I didn't see it.
That's in the 80s. So
I didn't see it on TV. I saw it in person.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Because I was playing for the Pacers.
Oh, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
So I would go to a sandwich shop right across the street after practice. You know, I would get my little sandwich. I had a good rapport with the people in there. So they would see me coming in. They was like, hey, B, how you doing? Or, good. You guys good win last night? Or, you know, blah, you know.
Yeah.
One time I went down there this particular day, they was like, you might want to take your order to go. I was like, what you mean? They said, well, they having a Klan meeting down here. I said, get the fuck out of here. No, they having a Klan meeting. I was like, okay, give me my order. I'm going to turn around and watch this because I want to see
what's happening. Yeah.
And sure enough, right down there in Market Square Arena, right by that area.
Right by that area. I know what you're talking about.
They had a Klan meeting. And they had a rally. They had their hoods on and everything. And Edie, I sit there and watch that like, I can't believe this happening.
What year was that?
293.
Okay, yeah, because I think mine was in 1990. So
yeah, 92,
right.
93, somewhere in there. Because I played my first 10 years with the Lakers. Then I signed with the Pacers. So yeah, 93, 94, somewhere in there.
Yep.
But I was like shocked that this was even happening, you know, in the United States, put it that way. And I was like, wow, this is
Take a banner, like you take a banner and hang over the rail. They took a banner, hang over the rail, and they had the picture of a black baby sitting in an Indian side position. They had watermelons on one side, stack of money on one side, with me eating 29 with me eating fried chicken.
I saw that,
and they let that hang in that place. I pointed to it, and the guys, some of the brothers started laughing. I'm like, hey,
ain't funny.
I said, hey, man, that's you. Oh. Yeah, man. I'll do just change the number. Just change the number.
That's my number, but that is you.
You black too. That I just never forgot it. And you know what, Byron? I can't let that go. I mean, let it go, but I can't forget it. You know, and there's some good fans in Indiana. Don't get me wrong. Right, some really good fans. Some good people there.
I agree.
But let me tell you that, and I say for us being black, you know, they want us to let it go. Forget about it.
Yeah. 40 years of slavery.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, and you still got to see, you know, things like this that are portrayed in public.
Right.
You know, which is why I was like, I'm gonna sit here and watch this.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you want to watch it.
Yeah.
When they come up and call you the N-word, and I've had that. I've had all kind of stuff happen. I'm sure you have too.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's not an excuse. It's just something that we live with. We live with. You deal with it, and it's the way of the world.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets.
You know, I always wonder, well, I guess that's why they make them sign contracts, right? But why don't these athletes, like, you know what? We're done. We're going to go create our own NFL, our own NBA, right? We got all these rich music executives. We're going to play at, you know, college or high school stadiums for now. You know what I mean? Like, I think like people maybe would follow them. I don't know. Like, I always wonder that. Like, why don't they go start their own league? You know, where you get health insurance, you get all these things. Like the watchers are in the players. They're not in the owners and all that. But they do all the publicity and the media. They're the reason why we watch these players, I guess, right? But still.
More fucked up. This is how crazy this shit is. It just happened with thyroid medicines, okay? Animal-derived thyroid has been around since 1890. We have compounded it for over a decade. I have had not one adverse event in not fucking one. We ship 6,000 bottles of medication a day at my pharmacy Revive. We have had minimal side effects in literally over a decade.
Big Pharma has lobbied the FDA to say these thyroid medicines are dangerous. We need you to shut down animal-derived thyroids. Why? Because they're attempting to launch a thyroid medicine, and they want the thyroid labeled as a biologic. Why would you label it as a biologic? Because by labeling it as a biologic, you subvert President Trump's mission to reduce the price of a drug, because it's not a drug. I'm selling you a biologic. So now I can bend you over the barrel and screw you again on the price. Here's where it runs even deeper. This is where it gets crazy. A patent on a drug is usually 5 years. Do you know what the patent life is on a biologic? 12 fucking years. So Eli Lilly, all of the Novo Nordisk, all of these entities are attempting to put pressure on the FDA to reclassify drugs as biologics. They want GLP-1s as biologics. They want HCG as biologics. They want all of these amazing compounds that we've been providing for people for over a decade to all be reclassified as a biologic. And that is the fucking straw that will break the camel's back, the final death blow to telemedicine and compounding pharmacies.
See, and this is what I say. They get away with things because they got us distracted. Do you know why there's so much people, you know, let's say at a Charlie Kirk event at the college, why the whole college is out there? It's because social media. It's because the media puts so much energy into that, right? Do you know why there's so much people out protesting on the daily over Palestine and Israel? Because the media pumps energy into that. You don't think there's other genos going on anywhere else that nobody even knows about, or I hate to say care about? It's because the media is not promoting that. So all these topics and anger in the streets with a lot of people, left versus right, cops versus citizens, whatever, anything when there's riots in the street, it's because the media wants that. And then they get away with this stuff. They keep us distracted so they can get away with this stuff. That's why I always say we gotta come together. That's my job here, y'all. That is my job. That is my goal, is to bring people together. Not look at it as a left and right. Not look at it as a this versus that. Look at it as we need to come together and make some real changes. You know, I try to speak life and not speak death. You know, I saw a clip of that. I don't know if it's coming up in this week's videos because I made like 6 videos yesterday, or if it was like a video we put out earlier in the week or last week. But this guy was saying there's people that, I think it was Ray Lewis talking with the PBD dude, like there's people that speak death, division, whatever. There's people that speak life. And unfortunately, the people that speak death have a bigger outreach. Their videos do way better than the people that speak life. But I love speaking life. I love talking life. I like learning life. But man, we need to come together.
Comedian Emmanuel Hudson, who also used to be on the show Wild 'N Out with Nick Cannon, was on an interview recently where he said something very profound. He said, "I got tired of being a hypocrite when it came to God." Check out this video.
So tell us about that journey. Honestly, I just got tired of being a hypocrite. Like a lot of people, and this is no like shade to them, because anything that, you know, brings you closer to God is, I'm all for. But me personally, I was just outside one day, and I just started thinking to myself, like, you gotta stop being a hypocrite. You can't be running around here telling people about Christ in your private life, but then you're still out here doing things that is not, you know, of him or like him. So at that moment, I just got prompted to actually pick up the Bible for myself and read it for myself. I always believed in it, always understood, like, yeah, Lord, we fear you, yada, yada, yada. You know, you're going to take care of this and the third. But my prayer life was super weak. My spiritual life was super weak. Like, it was dang near, you know, non-existent. Like, I would...
Many of you needed to see that video because many of you are in the same position. I was once in that same position. talking so much about Christ, yet your life is showing something opposite. And I pray if you're somebody who's in that position, for you to repent and get right with God. Let today be the day that being hypocrites when it comes to God dies.
You know, sometimes I can understand that, dude. Like, you got to go out there and make a living for your family. Like the way I talk, you guys like how I talk. I'm gonna be quiet after this one but this is important, y'all. The way I talk on here and give you guys my point of view and just honest and real. I've always talked like this. Like I remember when I used to run the mountain before I had a YouTube channel on Snapchat, I would talk like this. Like people don't care, right? But I would talk like this. Like, of course, I wish I can go for a 2-hour hike and make a video talking how I'm talking, but you know, nobody would watch it. So I have to do something like this in order to get my voice out there. But really, I wish I can go out there and, you know, hike a mountain and talk with you guys and get 30,000 views like that, but it doesn't work like that, right? But you know, I can understand, you know, how he said he feels like a hypocrite, because honestly, me too. Sometimes I talk like this and try to give you guys advice, and you know, it's hard to practice what you preach sometimes.
There is nothing between me and
I'll be
death
quiet.
other than a visor. Next thing you know, you're just staring out into the black void. What I was feeling was like a very unsettling, like almost it's a threatening environment. We don't know what's out there, but it's all very hazardous to us humans. Kind of like the explorers in the 1400s. I may sail off the end of the earth because it's flat, or there might be a monster there waiting to eat me, but I'm still going anyway. That was kind of the feeling I had looking out into the darkness of space.
Would you remember what continent you were looking at when you walked out?
I was just coming over Antarctica. I know because it was the highest radiation point of the orbit that I was out in. We were at 750 kilometers, so almost like double the height of the space station during the spacewalk. And the poles are a higher radiation environment. Actually, my heart rate sensor burnt out from rad hits.
Damn.
Who is the creator of the simulation?
Some people say it's aliens. There was a professor at Oxford who wrote a paper about this back in 2003 named Nick Bostrom, and he thinks it's future versions of ourselves. So he thinks we're in what we'd call an ancestor simulation. Like if we created a game of ancient Rome, they would be like our ancestors in a way. There are others who say it's God or pure consciousness outside of the matrix. So all the religions, not just any specific religion, but pretty much all of them have been telling us that the physical world is not the real world, that there's another world out there beyond this. And so that's yet another theory of what's outside.
Do you believe this is probable, possible?
I believe it's probable, like more than a 50% chance that we are inside some type of...
Those are pretty high odds.
Well, yeah. And, you know, as I studied the different religions, I realized that they were telling us the same thing that modern computer science and that modern physics is starting to tell us about the nature of reality.
Bro, listen to this.
So we're sitting there, and all of a sudden he starts looking at my hairline. And he's like, starts cutting. He said, "You gotta shave this part of your hair." I said, "Dude, I'm already fucking losing my hair." And he says, "But I'll shave that part if you shave that part." And then all of a sudden he says, "Yo, you want to do some movies with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to do some movies with you. I'm a fucking big fan." I mean, you started several movies: Boogie Nights, The Fighter, Dead, Daddy's Home, Two Guns, Pain Game, all these motherfucking movies.
Mark Wahlberg.
And Robert De Niro comes up to me and he says, "Yo, Paulie, let me just put my finger in your asshole." And I said, "Whoa, bro, only if you give me $200 million. And he said, "I got you." So he said, he gave me $200 million. De Niro and Pacino and fucking Joe Pesci put their finger in my asshole. I get escorted to leave, and the rest is history.
We gotta talk about this,
Made
bro.
fucking 20 movies in a row.
There's more.
Millions of dollars, and I got left by myself. One of those dudes is named Mark Wahlberg, from AKA Motherfucking Funky Bunch, and the other one is named Motherfucking Pauly Shore.
Wow.
And that's my story. And after this, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm sure once this airs, all these people are gonna come after me, and I'm gonna wind up with Joe Rogan over at the mothership.
Let's talk about it, bro. So no wonder Robert De Niro be having that squinty looking face, because he be having his face in buttholes all day. And respectfully.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, bro. This is insane. Do y'all believe this story? But hey, Mark Wahlberg, we got questions for you, bro. Right? Leonardo DiCaprio, we got questions, buddy. Robert De Niro, I got a lot of questions for you. From the wife you had to the kids you had, right, into all that type of stories that you've been going through, right? And now putting fingers inside of balloon knots, right? Yo, bro, what do y'all? I do this for educational and entertainment purposes only, man. Is that a herpes spot right there? Has that always been a herpes bump on your cheek, bro, instead of a mole? Like, what's going on here, bro? Leave it in the comments, hit the like button, and make sure y'all follow me here for more. It's getting spooky out here, bro.
That's just me. And I keep a street cat in the middle. Because when you get to the top, people can't reach you. And I'm going to tell you what Jamie Foxx said to me. He may not remember. He said, Cliff Powell, keep 1 foot in NIGGA. Now, y'all figure that out. That means keep 1 foot with your people. And I'm always going to be with the people. Because African Americans and young white kids and young Asians and Latinos and women have made me a household name. I am a working actor. I'm a character actor. I'm not a movie star. Movie stars open movies. I don't open movies. I made it to the middle. The top is another whole set of stuff that you got to deal with on every level that I'm not willing to do. So, and they don't let strong Kunta Kinte like me get to the top. It just doesn't happen without some compromise.
I'm homeless by choice.
A lot of people always say that. What do you mean by choice?
Very true.
You want to live out here on the streets?
I do. I love it.
What's so cool about being homeless? A lot of people would say that there's only negatives, right?
Right, but no.
What's the positives?
I'm free. I am free.
From what? The cops, the government, anything?
Tomorrow, I don't know where I'll be. I don't have to go to work. I don't have to go here. I don't have to go there. I don't have to go anywhere.
What makes you different from all the other homeless people out here?
What makes me different?
Yeah, what makes you different?
I guess I'm no different. I left my wife after 25 years.
Then why'd you leave her?
I had to live my life on my own terms.
I want you to say whatever you're going to do. What do you say you're going to take?
I'm going to come out here, and I'll be right back.
He said it was the 5-finger discount, but he's coming out, bringing out a special gift, and we're here to celebrate.
No stealing the gift.
Good thing he's getting me a snack. You know, I'm getting pretty hungry out here. Throw a plug me, give me the Mountain Dew looking like Luigi. Hey, don't try to frame me. What are you doing? Why are you giving me all this shit? Me and my brother, we never really got shit for Christmas. Not shit from our birthday. People don't remember. How did you give me the best gift and you're f***ing homeless?
That there are, aliens coming from another planet. But I want to cue up a video that I've been given. And as before it starts, I'm going to describe. This was taken October 30th of 2024. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile. That you cannot see that drone, and so I'm not going to explain it to you. You'll see exactly what it does.
He's hauling ass.
This is when it zoomed out. You can still see it traveling. So, Mr. Knapp, have you heard about, events like this occurring? And what information might you have?
I have heard about events like this. I have heard about this event. Jeremy Corbell and I talked about it in one of our episodes a while back. We did not have the video though. There are servers where there's a whole bank of these kind of videos that Congress has not been allowed to see, that the public hasn't been allowed to see. Occasionally some of that stuff gets out in the wild and it comes our way. It should be going to you. The public should be seeing this stuff. And why you're not allowed to, I don't know. But that's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO.
And folks that make skits, I'm talking about the Drewskis and the Desies and them, bro. Them motherfuckers that be getting in police cars and driving police, bro. Let them fool you want, so that's not no skit, bro. That nigga work for them folks, bro. That nigga is an investigator. That nigga, bro, you don't have to post because you went to damn, you gotta make sure you always keeping them bitches closed. Start getting nighttime. Be said to the public that you went to, boot camp to be an officer. That shit don't have to be said to the public that you went to motherfucking classes to become a secret agent. And 21 Jump Street, bro, when they showed them how to be students and walk around the school, but they're agents and they're looking for certain people, bro, I'm trying to fucking tell you, they got these people hiding as rappers. They got these people hiding as content creators and shit. Whole time, bro, they agents to get close through interviews, to link up and network and do skits together and shit. Bro, you not just getting no police cars. That nigga Desi, that nigga 12. I don't give a fuck. Like, that nigga Mr. Big Chain from New York, that nigga 12, bro. You don't just get, no. Like, no, bro, no. You get in, like, bro, these are public servants. Like, they supposed to be out here protecting and fucking serving, and you got people doing skits in your car and shit. No, bro, it don't work like that, bro. These folks already work with them people. Like, it's a different story when it's a coworker and you making a TikTok. It's a different story. Like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, no folks is just in here mixed in, but they are police, bro. They policed them.
So it seems that Mayor Brandon of Chicago and I think Governor Pritzker, we know why now they don't want Donald Jatavius Javier. They done gave him a middle name, okay? They don't want him to bring the National Guard in, okay? Chicago, the leaders keep saying, we don't want Donald Trump here. We don't want the National Guard here. I find it actually ironic because when y'all had the Democratic National Convention, you called in the National Guard. You wanted them to protect you during your convention, but not regular Chicago people. Okay. The reason is because if they allow Donald Jatavius, I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been watching this other girl, and she done gave him a whole name, and I love it. They don't want Donald Trump to come in there with the National Guard because if they clean up the crime, Chicago will lose $800 million in federal funding for crime programs. That's why they don't want Donald Trump there. It's all about the money. All you got to do is follow the money.
It's 100% true. I've been talking about it online, and they're trying to use the money in order to plug the budget deficit and the holes. And that's why they're trying to monetize crime. It's one big system. It's a racket. And black people are falling for it. These liberal protesters are falling for it that don't even live in Chicago. Illinois, they not even playing no games as far as trying to make sure that they plug that budget deficit. And so they're dependent on Donald Trump. And so instead of actually cleaning up crime and balancing the budget like they're supposed to, they begging the federal government for money and trying to act like it's these community programs, and they juking the stats in order to get to the money. It's one big racket, bro, and it's not fair to the black people and the community members and the people that live, work, and play and have to deal with this nonsense on a regular basis. It's so messed up, bro.
Money. I say this about everybody. Follow the money. The money is going to lead you to the reasons why. They do not care about nobody in Chicago. They care about themselves, okay? They only care about protecting themselves because the people that's dying ain't dying on their street, okay? Ain't dying in their neighborhoods. They dying in black neighborhoods. Black people are dying. Black babies. Black women. People are losing their kids, their nieces, their nephews, their aunts and uncles. You know what I'm saying? All because Chicago's leaders want to keep $800 million from the federal government. Did y'all know that?
People got to wake up. Y'all got to wake up. Y'all got to wake up and get off of the Democrat plantation. It's going to absolutely ruin your life. And it's ruining your kids' lives, and it's ruining your community, and it's ruining everything that you ever touch. But, you know, it would behoove you to do what you're supposed to do, but y'all don't want to listen. I'm going to keep on preaching it until somebody wake up.
So I believe that there's entities out here that want to control us, to use us as a battery to basically keep them thriving and surviving through the galaxies. Everybody is not here to exchange and share love and to grow humanity, to expand consciousness. There's something called duality. Whenever you create light, darkness is a byproduct of that. Whenever you see something beautiful, there have to be a byproduct that look like something ugly. You got hot, cold, you have have up, down, you have water, you have solids. So you have black, you have white. There's a polar opposite to each entity that ever lives inside of this reality. So if we are the children of light, then there have to be children of darkness. And this war been here since the beginning of time. Just by creating creation, you start conflict, because you can't create nothing that doesn't have a polar opposite. And they teach you this in biochemistry. You have electrons that's negatively charged. Then you have protons that's positively charged. You have hydrogen that's charged. Then you have oxygen. And if you add it to a hydrogen, it becomes negatively charged. So just us living and breathing inside of this universe, you always going to have that opposite side or go to war with something. And I just believe within my heart and everything I've been studying and researching that we are at a war with a people that's not a people. And this is spiritual warfare. And the reason why they're doing what they're doing is because they need our energy. They need our essence, they need our blood, and they need our currency to survive and to thrive in this here realm. So the ultimate goal for them is to use us as batteries, in layman terms, for us to be slaves.
It's true.
This is what happens when you Google Antarctica from space. Do you honestly think that this is real, guys? Why is there so much secrecy around Antarctica?
Wait, have you ever been to Antarctica? Yeah. Do you believe in the ice wall?
Yeah, I saw the ice wall.
Huh.
Yeah, he saw it too.
I can't say on stream. No way.
Well, the reason he can't say on stream what he saw is because Antarctica is not what we've been told. It's actually a 360-degree ice wall, like they said on the stream, that encompasses our stationary Earth. It contains our oceans, and there is lands beyond this ice wall. Admiral Burr was the last person to explore Antarctica, and he found the lands beyond, and he spoke about it. And since then, they made an Antarctic treaty where we can't go visit this place or we'll be met with military. But
so
this is what the real
right?
map of the world looks like.
Unexplored land left on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded up there now, because they find out it's really usable, not only to live in, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole on the other side of the South Pole.
Notice how he said that's beyond the pole on the other side of the South Pole. Let me explain something to you guys. The North Pole is the magnetic center. This is why compasses only point to the north. All other directions are south. So this way is south, this way is south, this way is south, this way is south. So he's talking about beyond the ice wall. This is exactly what Admiral Byrd discovered. He discovered the lands beyond, one of these lands beyond the firmament, beyond the ice wall, just like all of our ancestors told us. They all told us that this is where we live. And you guys believe NASA that defies all laws of physics, this spinning water ball. Water always stays level and contained, but this is what they're guarding. This is what they're gatekeeping, guys. They don't want you discovering the lands beyond. This is quite literally a map that hangs inside of the United Nations headquarters.
What?
Look at this. Flat Earth, you got the ice wall, the openings, and the lands beyond. They put the truth in plain sight just for you guys to see. This is also the logo of the United Nations. It is quite literally a flat Earth map. And as if that's not enough, this is inside the United Nations headquarters. It's literally a dome with the stars projected on the dome, the flat Earth all over the place, showing you the truth in plain sight. There's a firmament above us. This is exactly the way all of our ancestors depicted the Earth, with the firmament. The stars are on the firmament. And then you have NASA, which is all CGI. And then when you actually see what stars really look like, a close-up of stars, they are frequencies of light within water. That's what water looks like, guys, right there. The truth has always been in plain sight. You just need the eyes to see. Stop believing the lies that your predecessors want you to believe. They are hiding God's true creation. It's simple as that. This is what the stars really look like. Peace and love.
It's full-blown demonic possession. So she is like, I'm going to teach you guys how to channel, and I'm going to let the spirit speak through me. And then you would literally watch her eyes change. You literally would watch her eyes change. She wore glasses. She was like an older lady. And then her, like, I don't even want, she would just like, and then it would come in and speak through her. Like, it was straight up demonic possession. And then we would do this meditation. This is actually such a crazy story. I don't think about this often. So I feel like the Lord's bringing it up for a reason. Is, I'm in this class. I'm obviously like neck deep in this type of work, but there was always a little bit of fear. There was always this tiny little like bit of knowing, like, I feel like this isn't right. You know what I mean? Just like, I know you talk a lot about like pornography and stuff like that. It's like you do this and like maybe it feels good in the moment, but there's a part of you that's like, I feel like this isn't right. I feel like this isn't good. Like if you're getting drunk, if you're doing drugs, you're like, something's not right. And so I felt that in this room at that time. And this woman is like letting this demon speak through her. And then she's like, now we're going to do this meditation. We do this meditation. And she's like, if you guys hear something, let the spirit speak through you. This girl speaks. She says something that was honestly like so like new agey. I was like, the universe says this. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like I could make that up. You know, that's like a bumper sticker. But whatever. Demons say dumb things too. And so the next girl says something. And then the next girl says something. And then it's my turn. And the whole time I could see in my mind, because I see the Lord reveals to me still to this day, like demons like behind people or that people are dealing with, but I'll see it in my mind. It's not like I see like a bird sitting on your shoulder. It's like I could sense it's there. You know what I'm saying? Like see it in your mind's eye. And so I'm sitting there and I see this man and he looks kind of like a Native American and he has red paint on his face and red feathers and a staff and he's yelling at me. He's literally a demon and I could see a pack behind him. So like 8 or 10 behind him because demons, whenever they enter into you, it's not one at a time. They come in groups, they come in packs. And so when you open the door up to any type of sin, just know it's not letting one thing in, you're letting in multiple things. And so in that moment, I could see this man and he's like, let me speak, let me speak. And I had dealt with spirits before, but they were not this aggressive.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck? I'm not going to let this thing speak. He's like, let me speak, let me speak. And I was like, no, I'm not going to let him speak. I don't want to. And I started to feel like nervous. And the teacher that's leading the class looks at me and she says, do you have anything? And I said, yes, but I don't want to let it speak. And she said, well, he asked me to tell you to let him speak. And he has red paint and he has feathers and a staff. Whoa. So she repeated what I just saw. And I said, no.
We have 4.2% of the population. We consume 50% of the world's pharmaceuticals. So that's just nuts.
That's just crazy.
And we have the worst health outcomes. We're somewhere around like Slovenia and Azerbaijan. We're 37th at best in the world in outcomes.
Yeah.
And we're spending like $4 trillion a year managing disease. We're not keeping people healthy. You know?
Yeah. Can you unlock your iPhone? I want to show it to you. Bang. Okay, we're going to go into the alarms. You're going to start a new one, and I want you to scroll and just keep scrolling on the hour side.
Oh, I saw this.
Of the app. Just keep going, keep going, keep going.
Marquez is scrolling.
Keep going.
It's just 1 through 12 over and over.
Just keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Just keep going as fast as you can. This is riveting. There it is. And it stops. It is not a circle. It is just a really, really long list of numbers 1 through 12 in the alarm.
Why is this so concerning?
This is really concerning.
That's when you know.
Whoa.
All technology is just a series of small pins stacked on top of each other.
This is held together with duct tape.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sam also thinks we're close to AGI.
They can't even make a circle.
All right, family. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You made it this far. You know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Y'all appreciate it. It really helps the channel grow. Hit that like button and let's get to 2,000 likes. But that's it, y'all. I got 2 more videos to do. Like I said, I'm gonna be heading out of town. I'll be back when I'm back. Be back with the hour bangers. After today's video, they're going to be a little shorter videos. They're not going to be hour and 10, hour and 5 minutes. They're going to be 45, 50 minutes, you know, ish. So, but I still got some content out to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy the content. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. Be on the lookout for my community pictures because I'm going to be posting some pictures for you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.